So you kill it, absolutely kill it at work, but at home, maybe not so much. And if that's you, you're not alone. I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach. And this is a really common problem. And the reason why this happens is because you probably spent a lot of time getting really prepared for your career. Maybe you went to college, maybe you did some apprenticeship. Maybe you're like me and you have to do continuing education to keep your license. So you're constantly learning and changing. And the problem is that in marriage, you just say, I do, and then you go on, right? And nobody actually tells you what to do. And so you probably have some of the skills that will, that make you successful at work that would also translate at home. But here's the thing, more than likely, you're not using them in the same way. And the reason for this is because, unlike at your job, where you have a boss, or maybe you are the boss, um, it's you're not equal. And in a marriage, you and your partner are equal partners. Nobody is above, nobody is below. You don't get to assign tasks, you don't have a tasks assigned to you. Although this is the dynamic that we use. Now, what you learn in good communication is universal, right? But how you do it, it's more the way you would talk to a peer at work is the way that you need to talk to your spouse. Now, here's the other issue about this, though. When you are talking to your spouse, your emotions are involved, and so are hers. Now, I'm not going to say that you don't care about what goes on at work. You probably care very, very much. The difference is that you know there's a little bit of objectivity, and hopefully you're not in love with your coworkers, right? And you're not trying to build a life with your coworkers. Those are separate hours. And so here's the thing. This is really common, and I talk about this all the time. And to be the best at anything, you more than likely need an objective viewpoint. At work, you get performance evaluations, sometimes from your boss, sometimes from your coworkers, sometimes from your employees. So you're constantly getting feedback. And the feedback is structured. And so there's all kinds of things. Now, you probably get feedback from your partner. It might not be done in a established, it's like, okay, we've scheduled our review meeting, right? It's can be off the cuff. It frequently is when you or your partner is already upset. And here's the deal. If you're upset, you cannot really take in constructive information. You may have had a job appraisal at one of your jobs that didn't go well. And as soon as that started to happen, you had this whoosh feeling, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be fired. Your primal brain takes over. Well, the same thing happens at home. And by the way, on the job, whoever is delivering the appraisal is probably calmer. They've thought about it, they've written it down. And in some cases, and in many cases, it doesn't come as a surprise. You know what your job duties are. And again, and a lot of times in marriage, we don't talk about or clearly understand what the job duties are of a husband, what the job duties are of a wife. There's lots of expectations going on. And if you have not agreed to the expectations, or worse, you don't even know about them, but you're being held to the standard, you're always going to be on your back foot, right? So taking the same approach to your relationship that you do to your job is where you're going to be successful. There are skills that you can learn. You can get a mentor. You can get a coach, right? The top athletes in the world all have multiple coaches, right? And same thing with a lot of people in their jobs. They will have a mentor. They will have, somebody to talk to about what's the next step. All of these things that go on in the professional life can help you in your personal life, but you have to take advantage of them because they're not just going to happen. And when lose not doing well at your job or losing your job is very, very painful. Losing your marriage is worse because it encompasses more things. It's much easier to get a new job than it is to get a new partner. And the cost is higher. So I invite you that if you want to be the best, then do the things that will help you get there. And if you're interested in some help, this is what I help my clients do. So I invite you to get in touch. And if you find this helpful, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to have your feedback on this. So until next week, stay loving.